Hey guys, James here from TCGU University, coming back at you with another deck profile. Today I'm going to be showing you Jeff's Lilith deck. So let's get into it. Okay guys, Lilith is a 6/26 with Chaos, Earth, and Water. We're playing our deck under Earth today. She has two abilities. E, check a 5, your printed 3 damage attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage. For each card in your card pool, playable while committed. And then R, commit 1 foundation. After an attack is played, seal it. Your next check to play a card gets +3. If it was your attack, you get to draw a card. Jeff described this deck to me as making big, swallow your souls, and killing your opponent. So from what I can tell, the deck is built to draw a bunch of cards and make swallow your soul as big as possible. So let's get into it. Like I said, swallow your soul is the main goal of the deck. Swallow your soul is a 5/3. Is a 4/3 with 5 low for 3. Throw, safe, combo with a 3 damage attack, which our entire deck is. E, if this attack deals 3 or more damage, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. And then combo E, this attack gets +1 damage for each card in your card pool. Obviously, you also get to give Lilith damage, its damage. It just gets really, really big depending on like how your turn turns out. So let's get into the other stuff. We got 4 Akimbo. Akimbo is a 4/3, 3 high for 3. This attack gets +X gets +X damage. X equals the printed control of the card in the first card in your card pool, which is most likely you play like a Sense of Morals or something like that, and you give it +5 damage. Because the idea of Akimbo is its other ability, which is E, check a 5, draw a card for each foundation in your card pool. So basically the way it works is you try to build like a bunch of cards that don't count, like Sense of Morals, but like you build a bunch of foundations in your card pool, check a 5, draw a bunch of cards, check with Lilith, do a bunch of things, play your swallow your soul, give it a bunch of damage, stuff like that. Getting damage with Akimbo as well as giving the damage with itself just makes it really big, and your opponent has to deal with it. Sense of Morals, we're playing 4 of it. It's an anti-stun card. It's a 2/5 with a no block. It doesn't count towards progressive difficulty. E, check a 4. Ready one of your foundations that has been committed by your opponent's card effect. Playable while committed. This just says if we get stunned out, we get to ready things. It's a good target for Lilith if you're going to seal things, because it's playable while committed. You don't have to worry about it. Just says do cool Akimbo things really for us. Then we got 3 Fusion Refusal. I think there should have been 4. I don't know if we lost one in between videos or whatnot. It's a 1/5 with a 3 high block. If it was put into the card pool by anything else but a form, it won't count towards progressive difficulty. And then E, add this card to your card pool. This attack gets +2 or -2 damage. Playable while committed. This is also a good target for Lilith because you can just add it in while it's playable while committed. This just allows you to give more damage to an attack. Doesn't count, adds more to the total of your Swallow Your Soul, adds more to the total of Lilith, lets you draw cards with Akimbo. It's just a really cool card altogether inside Lilith support. And that's basically like the main part of the deck. This is what the deck's trying to do. Make big Swallow Your Souls and draw a bunch of cards with Akimbo using stuff like that. But now we're going to get to the rest of the deck. We got 1 Surpass Your Limits. 3/4. 3 diff, 4 control, 4 high block. You'll never block with it. Never. You should never block with this card. But shout outs to Chris Nixon, Dylan Bauman, and Richard Svoboda for for winning this card. It's a unique weapon. E, flip 1 foundation. This attack gets +1 or -2 damage. E, look at the top card of your deck. You may discard it. And then R, destroy after you block your opponent's attack. Your third next check to play an attack gets -X. X equals the block modifier of the block you played. It just says slow your opponent down, basically. We got 1 Clutus. Clutus is a 2/5, 1 mid block. R, once per turn, after an attack deals damage, flip one of your opponent's foundations. Basically, if one of our attacks does the damage, we get to flip one of our opponent's foundations by choice. Kind of just get rid of something we don't want to deal with. We got 1 Omega Sword and Elk Shield. It's a 1/6 with a 1 mid block. It can be used from our staging area to block with if we need to. After you block with it, the attack deals only 1 damage. So even if you partial block, partial block something, it'll only deal 1, and if you even if you full block something, it'll only deal 1. Then E, twice per turn, flip 1 foundation. Both players commit 1 face-up foundation. Kind of works as like a pseudo stun, but we mainly use it as a good defensive piece and a 6 check and whatnot. We got 1 Omega Sword and Owl Shield. It's a 1/5 with a 1 mid block. While it's in our staging area and ready, all of our blocks ignore progressive difficulty. And then the other ability what we mainly use it for is E check a 4. Your attack gets a damage bonus equal to its printed block modifier. The printed block modifier for Swallow Your Soul is 4. So we check a 4 to give it 4 damage. And then combo E to give it plus X damage. Lilith to give it plus X damage. Do other things to give it more stuff. It gets super big really fast. Okay, now that you've seen all our assets, we'll explain one of my favorite choices in his deck. I think he should have played a couple more assets, but his choice. Angel Discus. It's a 3/3, 3 mid for 3 with a 3 mid block. Safe, multiple 1, breaker 1. After you block with this card, the attack deals no damage. And then E, during the end phase of this turn, you add this attack back to your hand. Only playable if you have one or more assets. So as long as you have an asset on board, you can play this on your turn to sling it with Lilith and give it damage. And then add it back to your hand to block with later. Super cool card. I never really got to see it played like the way I wanted to. I never could build an asset fast enough. But that happens. It just happens. 4, surprise, Soul Flash. It's a 3/3, 3 low for 3 with a 1 high block. Powerful 2, while it's in the card pool, all of your 3 damage attacks get plus 1 damage. So all of them are plus 1 more, so they're basically 4 damage attacks. And then our card pool, discard 1 momentum. After a block is played, you can seal it. It's really good against things with like breaker and stuff like that. Just making sure that they don't get to slow us down. Then we got 4, Betrayal. It's a 4/3, 5 mid for 3, 2 mid block, reversal stun 1. Your Nyx printed 3, enhance your Nyx printed 3 damage attack, gets plus 2 damage, plus 2 speed. And then enhance if your character is committed or sealed. Draw 2 cards. So if our opponent bangs us, we can still draw 2. If we commit it for its ability, we can still draw 2. It just gives us more hand advantage. Reversal and stuns our opponent. Lilith's playable while committed, so we can still give damage for that. It's just a really strong card on our opponent's turn. We got 2, Dark Side of Karma. All the abilities are playable while committed, so they work really well with Lilith. R, remove after an enhance ability on a non-character, non-weapon card is played. You can cancel it. And then E, flip, return this attack to its printed speed, making things easier to block. Also has a nice 1 low block. We got 2, Bakery Poster Girl. It's a 2/5 with a 2 low block as well. With a low block as well, being a 2 low block. E, destroy, reduce this attack speed to 0. Only playable if your opponent has played 3 or more enhanced abilities this combat phase. Playable while committed, so it works well with Lilith's ability as well to commit it. And being 3 enhanced abilities this combat phase is nuts. I talk about this in every video where I talk about it. You play 3 enhanced abilities usually by the end of your first attack. Every single time the reason you play a character is because either you like that character or that character has a really cool ability you want to play on every single one of your attacks. Meaning by the 3rd attack, if you only play your character, this card is live. And most of the time people don't just play only their character's ability. So that card's just super good. We got 4, Freeing the Relics. It's a 2/5 with a 2 low block. E, commit 1 foundation. Your printed damage, your attack with the printed damage of 3 gets plus 2 more damage. And then E, destroy. This attack gets -1 speed for each card in your opponent's card pool. Play while committed. It just lets us block better, and give us more damage to our attacks. Pretty cool card. We got 3, Folktale Storyteller for blocking as well. It's a 2/5 with a 2 low block that says discard the top 3 cards. Respond after you play this card. If you have 2 or more foundations, add to your staging area. I liked using this card to block, respond, bring it in, and keep my other foundations, and then commit these 2 with Lilith, just to keep my cool cards up. And then another thing you can do is if you know your opponent's going to end their turn, you can just add things back to your deck to try and draw them. We got 3, Second Saintly Beast. 2/5 with the 3 high block. Breaker 1. E, once per turn, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. This attack gets plus 2 or -2 speed. Basically, makes something harder to block, makes something easier to block. Blocking is really good for us, and making sure that they can't block ours is very good because we give a bunch of damage. 3, Guardian of the Spirit Sword. This card allows us to pick up assets with its bottom ability of E, flip, discard a card, add 1 card from your discard pile to your hand, and then E, once per turn, this attack gets -2 speed or -3 if it's a weapon, which also allows us to block better as well. We got 3, One with Nature to make sure our opponent can't block. It's a 2/5 with a 3 low block that says discard 1 card as an enhance. Your opponent's block modifier to block this attack gets +2. Then the respond once per turn or once per enhance step. After you discard any number of cards from your hand, this attack gets +1 damage. Really good card as well. 1 Overly Dramatic. 2/5 of the 3 mid-block. Shuts down practically everything. Respond after your opponent plays an ability that would decrease the damage of an attack. Decrease the damage or increase the speed of an attack. Cancel it. This increases the speed of an attack. Practically every. This touches like almost so many cards in our game. We got 1 Castaway and Forgotten. It's a 2/5 of the no block that basically is a copy of Lilith. Earth response, flip, discard momentum. After an attack is played, seal it. Just kind of turn off an attack. Kind of make sure we're not going to get blown out. 2 Pursuing a Vendetta. It's a 1/5 of the 3 high block. It can't be removed from our staging area due to our opponent's effects. And then our flip, if a foundation does leave our staging area, we can replace it with a new one from our discard pile to our staging area committed. Good card, has a nice block, nice spam. We got 4 Know Your Objective for more speed hate. There's a lot of speed hate in this deck. I didn't realize that. So 1/5 of the 3 high block. Commit this attack is -2 speed. And then Desperation Need, commit, flip one of your opponent's foundations in their staging area. Flip 1 foundation in your opponent's staging area with an ability that grants a damage penalty. So you get rid of things that are going to reduce the damage of your attack. And you have a speed debuff that's really nice as well. It's also another spam with a good high block. And then the last card we're playing is 4 Dreaming You're Becoming Whole. It's a 0/5 of the 3 mid block. E, discard momentum. Your next check to play an attack gets +1. Play while committed. And then R, once per turn, after you discard any number of momentum, Ray this foundation, play while committed as well. Just making sure we can check better on our turn is very good for us. Thanks again for checking out the profile, guys. If you like Jeff's Lilith deck, let him know down below. Make sure to leave a comment, share, subscribe. If you want to support us, go to patreon.com/TCGU University. And as always, guys, stay learned.